So I'm here at the LightBox Expo in Pasadena, California, and it's an animation convention, and probably one of my favorite animation conventions. So what I'm doing is going around finding friends and people that I know that work in the industry that also has outside projects that they're developing, whether it's books or shorts or their own prints, whatever it is, whatever their own art is storytelling. And let's highlight some of that stuff. Let's see if and I don't know who's here, so I'm just going to try to find out as I go. I'm winging this. Let's go.
Hey, my name's Konstad, writer, production designer, art director, illustrator, visual development artist, and big image maker.
All right, nice. I see that you're selling the book, Hell of a Story. Anything you want to tell me about that book?
This is a horror book I've been working on for the last 5 years. I'm a big fan of Wayne Barlow, Veksinski, H.P. Lovecraft, Thomas Ligotti, anything and everything horror, and the SCP Foundation online. And this was kind of my ode to all of my inspirations that I kind of consumed my entire life. And I've decided to put them out in a book through my own vision.
Dope, I love it.
I know you did a lot of in general work. You've done a lot of cool things. Can you give me a few things to highlight?
Yeah, so you might be familiar with my work. I've done cards for Magic the Gathering. I painted Scoot Swarm, which is probably my biggest claim to fame in Magic. I've worked on Mitchell's vs. the Machines, Maya and the Three, Jacob and the Sea Beast, My Dad the Bounty Hunter, Scoob, and most recently, the Avatar The Last Airbender feature I was art directing on, and many other beautiful things I'm working with Netflix on at the moment.
You can find him on alexkonstad.com. That's ALEXKONSTAD.com.
I'm Kathleen. I'm a VisDev artist. I've been working on this book on how to draw plants, and I've got lots of prints for sale, and I got stickers. I have worked on Ultraman. Scoob is the first project I ever worked on. The Riot Games Teamfight Tactics cinematics, and right now I'm working for a Flying Bark for a Netflix project. Let's do the book. Here, do you want me to open it? Thank you.
You do it over here so we don't get them in.
A little flip through. So it's basically everything you need to know about drawing plants, and starts with leaves and then goes to flowers and then shrubs and then trees, and then eventually works its way up into full biomes.
Nice.
And doing a whole painting.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's your contact? Sorry.
Oh, on Instagram it's my full name, Kathleen McAllister, and my email, KathleenMcAllister@gmail.com.
My name's Mike Maloney. You can follow me at Mike J. Maloney on Instagram. There's the booklet too, if you want to show the contact.
Okay. Can you talk to me about this book? Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, so I made this book. I was a supervising director on MMANWU, a show on Cartoon Network, and I put this book together for CTN in 2019. COVID happened, life happened, and now I'm back at LightBox. I did 10 new pages. It talks all about TV animation, and it breaks down how to enter, about job tests, about the different jobs you get when you're a beginning artist, and just kind of the general layout of the industry, and common mistakes too, and how to fix them. So it's been a really rewarding book to make. I've loved my career. I've been doing TV animation for 20 years. I don't know what the future will be. No one does right now, so I don't know if I can recommend this to a new student. However, narrative storytelling will always be in demand, and I think these core skills I talk about in my booklet were used 80 years ago on I Love Lucy, and they'll be used 80 years from now on other media. So.
Ask me about Woody Mac. Can I get a pitch? Or what's it about?
Oh, sure. Yeah, Mac Woody's a thing I developed with Titmouse. I never got to pitch it. I've been sitting on it for the last 2 years. I had a baby, and I just haven't put it out there in the world because it's a kid's show, and there's not a lot of people picking that up. Anyway, I'm really proud of it, so I thought I'd put it out on the booth. It's about this kid who's a wizard, and he's adopted by a wizard family. He casts a spell and he connects with his biological mom, who's a gnome. It's inspired by my own personal story because I'm adopted. My family's all lawyers. And in 2018, I connected to my biological mom, who's an artist and lived 10 minutes away from me. So it was like a crazy emotional tightrope I had to walk. And I like to joke, instead of doing therapy, developing a show is a lot cheaper. So that's what this show's about. It's about this little kid who's trying to figure out his relationship between his mom and his biological mom. I think most adoption stories, they start in the beginning or the end, but this one starts in the middle, and that makes it really unique.
Cool.
Yeah.
Mike Maloney sold out on his book. I have the older version, but if you ever get a chance to buy the new version, buy it.
My name is Chris Lee. I'm a designer and illustrator in LA. This is my booth at LightBox. So this is my original character, Karl. He's a Kappa from Japanese folklore, and I really wanted to do kind of my cute take on the character, which is generally kind of nasty, kind of vile. So this is Karl. He loves fishing, he loves nature. Just kind of spending time by the river and just living a quiet life. So I developed the vinyl toy of him, and then there's some other iterations of him. There's a metal Karl, which is a kind of robotic version of himself that he built from parts that he just scavenged from trash and things that just floated down the river. This last one here is Nightmare Karl, which is my interpretation of a scarier Kappa, and I included Karl kind of like in his bed scared. One, for scale, and two, just to show that this Nightmare Karl is kind of like the boogeyman in his world. Just in general, I've just been exploring all kinds of themes. Specifically, I've been doing a lot of aquatic themed sculptures, working with my friend Willie Cow. So right now I have a largemouth bass, a bluegill, a tuna, and a sunfish. And my newest one here is the vampire crab that I just completed for the show. And they're all hand-painted 3D prints, painted with a combination of airbrush and hand-painted details. These are some of my prototypes. This is a plesiosaur submarine combination that I'm working on. So we have a T-Rex that's kind of a claymation style, super deformed design. And just a lot of stuff going on here.
We know each other for, since we went to high school together and everything, back in Sacramento. And I knew you made art and draw a lot, but when did you got into vinyl toy making? Because I know you've been doing this for a minute.
I first got into vinyl toys I was introduced to that world in 2004 after discovering an article in a magazine called Vapors, which was also from Sacramento. And they were featuring an artist named Pete Fowler, and I just fell in love with his style. And from there I was like, I want to be a part of this. I gotta find a way to be a part of this. So I developed my own cast of characters like he did. Back then they were called the Urbanites, and a couple of those characters got turned into vinyl toys by a company, and then from that point I've just been involved in I guess you would call it the scene ever since. So it's been 20 years. Nice. Yeah. You can find my work at thebeastisback.com, and my Instagram handle is also at thebeastisback.
Zoma Studios is a newly founded independent independent animation studio. We were founded 2 years ago, and in those 2 years, we have been producing our debut animated short film, MMANWU. It's a 2D animated horror short film set in modern-day Nigeria.
Okay, awesome. What's the name again? Make sure I say it right.
MMANWU. It's an Igbo word, and it translates to masquerade.
Fantastic. And what about, you said it's a horror short.
It sure
is. What made you do horror?
Yeah, so we are actually using horror intentionally as a way to interrogate Western perceptions of indigenous African cultural and spiritual traditions. And so we're using horror to have a conversation about the way that being American or being from the West can distort the way that we view other cultures, especially cultures from the African continent.
Fantastic. I'm a fan of horror myself.
Yes.
But like, I think horror is the basics of storytelling. Basically, that's why if you, like fairy tales, don't do this or this will happen to you.
Yeah,
and it's
right.
like, so I'm a fan of that stuff. So
you can keep up with us online at Zoma Studios on any social media platform. We are hoping that our short film will be available by next year, 2026. So please keep up with us and follow what we are doing.
Fantastic.